So folks who, they just have to prove that they're an actual teacher.
Right.
So I couldn't go in and sign up, say I teach at Horry County Schools. Yeah, although that may be a great reason to sign up to become a teacher.
There
to
you
get
go.
some of these sweet benefits passed on.
We do verify that they're teachers or educators and employed. And
good.
That's why our process takes about 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get them going. We have a lot of teachers calling right now going, where's my pass? Where's my pass?
Right.
We anticipate that most of them will be out probably within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, good. Again, they can call the 448 IMAX, 448-4629, or go online. You all have a website as well.
We do.
What is that,
It's
Gina?
a very long.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll go slow.
Yeah.
It's www.imax3dmyrtlebeach.com.
Okay, and there's no dash between the 3 and the D, just IMAX3dmyrtlebeach.com. Well, that's easy. We got Myrtle Beach in there, and then only six extra letters. That's not bad. Myrtle Beach is longer than Chicago, Gina. That's right. But Trimarco's a little bit of a name there. That's a biggie. Yeah. That's a biggie. A lot going on, of course, with the excitement for folks to learn about and experience IMAX for the first time. If someone came out, let's say later this morning, came out to your 11 o'clock show, what are some of the shows they can find out during the week, whether it's today, a Tuesday, or any other day of the week? What are some of the shows that are currently playing?
We have a nice range. We have 5 films that are playing right now. Space Station 3D.
Space Station 3D.
That's about the space station that they built and the work that they do on that space station.
Right.
Wild Safari 3D.
Wild Safari 3D.
Which is very popular. It's like taking, you're going on a safari without having to leave the United States, and you really feel like you're on the back of a Jeep going on this safari.
Is this 3D really that good?
Yes, it is.
It's that good. We can see it in your smile.
It really is.
It's for real. Yeah.
It's really neat. And the best part of the 3D is watching the kids do this.
Oh, yeah. Probably some adults.
They're trying to grab, and a lot of adults, because this is new to them in this area, and they're just trying to grab the fish, like in Deep Sea 3D, which is a fabulous underwater film, which is narrated by Johnny Depp, and
that's the third one, Deep Sea 3D. Girls get excited about Johnny Depp's voice.
That's his voice.
Yeah.
Sharks 3D, which is another underwater film about the conservation of sharks.
Right.
So that you can really understand sharks. They kind of get a bad rap. And what's the last one? Oh, Dinosaurs 3D. How could I forget that?
That's a biggie. I've seen some heavy promotion for Dinosaurs 3D, even some dinosaurs wearing 3D glasses, I think, around town. Good job, whoever came up with that, either y'all or LHWH or somebody. They're very shrewd.
Yes, very good.
Very nice.
Good.
Very nice. So Dinosaurs 3D, Johnny Depp's voice with the deep seawater, undersea.
Deep Sea 3D.
Deep Sea 3D. 3D wraps in with everything to drive that home.
Right.
Is it age specific? Are there children because it's so real that may be too young to come experience it, or what are your thoughts on that?
What I try to tell parents is it's really subjective. I mean, you have to know your child and what works for your children.
Right.
There's a couple different things to take into consideration. Our sound system is 12,000 watts of sound.
12,000 watts.
Pretty loud and booming. So if you have an infant, I would recommend you don't bring your infant, because there's a chance that the sound is going to jar them and make them cry.
Right.
And the way our theater is set up, it's kind of hard to get out, in the middle of the movie to step over people. You really don't want to disturb the rest of the guests. So, if you're not sure how your child's going to react, just sit closer to the edge of the aisle.
Good.
Dinosaurs 3D scares some children,
right.
So we like to tell people ahead of time that it depends on how your children are going to react to it. Other than that, I don't find any of them scary, but again, every child is different. There are babies that sleep through entire movies.
Yeah,
and there's 7-year-olds that might scream at a fish that jumped out.
Oh yeah, coming out at them. Yeah.
So it really depends. You have to know your child well enough to know what is good for them.
And for parents who do know their children well and think maybe the loud noises, the dinosaurs may be too scary, but I guess all of them, there'd be a little. I'm trying to think of. I've got a 4-year-old daughter. Which one she'd potentially be most interested in?
I usually recommend Deep Sea.
Yeah.
If you're not sure how your child's going to react, I think that's pretty safe.
That's the most tame of the 5.
I think it's the most tame. I think what's what scares kids is they're not used to something jumping out of the screen at them, a screen that large, and imagine a 4-year-old and how small she is.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that's really big to a small child.
Yeah, that
so
may be too much.
It's not really the content, it's the experience sometimes that'll scare a young child.
We'll just have to go over to the Japanese steakhouse close by and let them throw some food around. Well, you know, we think about the extent that goes into renovating a theater. $2.5 million was a lot that had to happen to get it ready to make the change over to 3D, but also, as you said, on the outside. Have you found that folks who came beforehand, Gina, either anecdotally or directly, talk about it, folks who came beforehand and now are experiencing it in 3D, some of the things they've said?
They're just awed by it.
Really?
Yeah, like, wow, this is so beautiful. Wow, you've done so much to the place. Yeah. People are pretty excited about it and very excited about the 3D. We have some films that we're playing that the theater did previously play before we took over, and some of my staff that stayed on said, "Oh, I don't know, this played before. I don't think it's gonna. You know, we already played it." I said, "Just trust me. Wait till you see it in 3D. It'll be a different film." And sure enough, they all came back and said, "It's different.
Yeah,
it's different in 3D. It's like a different movie." So,
you've been in the film industry a good while now, Gina. How long?
Well, I've been in
you studied in school and college?
I went to school to be in broadcasting.
Really? Great.
I started out in radio and television.
Oh, good. Doing what? In the Chicago market?
In the Chicago market, I started out interning in radio and then at ABC for a little bit.
LS up there? WLS? That's a great station owned by Disney,
Yeah, I loved working in the newsroom.
Right.
So from there, I went into freelancing and production and worked on some talk shows. I worked on the Jenny Jones pilot.
Is that right? The Jenny Jones pilot. Golly. Which, of course, went beyond more than just a pilot. That was
They
great.
didn't keep anybody from the pilot.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Well.
That's kind of what happens. And from there, really...
Oprah Winfrey is based there.
She's based there.
In Chicago, and she started there at WLS or at one of the stations locally.
And actually, her studios where they shoot from, there's studios there that are rented out for the purpose of. I worked in many of those studios doing television commercials.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that would be great.
So I worked
must be bigger than life. Probably a lot of people like that in Chicago.
When you're from Chicago, did you know Oprah?
Yeah. Are y'all tight?
No, I don't know.
Tell me about her. Yeah, that's right.
So I worked in television production for a lot and produced commercials, and somehow just through the years, ended up I worked for the Chamber of Commerce there.
Good.
In PR. So my track has always been entertainment focused. I started out as a child wanting to be an actress and a movie star.
Yeah. Does that ever happen?
Not really, you know. So I knew that I had a passion for media and entertainment, and just always have stayed focused in that area, and that's what I studied in school, and have always kept that track. Worked on a lot of independent films.
Really?
Trying to be an artist.
Based there in Chicago. Again, never leaving the area until moving to Myrtle Beach.
Right.
That is a big old transition there, but an exciting one.
It's exciting.
The film industry is not huge, but here, obviously, but there's opportunity for growth, and surely the excitement of having big players like Yoel's group, the owners of IMAX here. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Right. There's a lot of opportunity, and you get to a point in your life where you don't want to be a starving artist anymore. You'd like to have food on the table and spend a little extra money. So I knew that I was going to need to transition into business. So I really kind of turned my career into knowing how to run a business, take my artistic background, marry it to business, and had this opportunity in Chicago to run an IMAX theater, which, by the way, is a place called Navy Pier. It's very similar to Broadway at the beach. Right. So it's the same concept. It's a tourism area with all kinds of attractions. So I'm used to working in a tourism type of attraction area.
Yes, the Navy Pier is very special, and they've got some, like the former pavilion here, some of those kind of activities, rides out there at Navy Pier. It's very special, and so there is an IMAX theater there. Right on Navy Pier. Boy, are there a lot of women in your profession? Not a lot. Not a lot. You have to wear all kinds of hats, and I don't know if that's why there's not a lot of women in the profession, but you have to be able to be creative in marketing and understand marketing and PR and advertising, but you also have to understand who to call if, the toilets overflow. And you have to be able to manage all types of employees from
the kids who work part-time after school to all ages, basically. So you have to be able to wear all hats and have a lot of energy and work long hours, and it takes a lot to do that, I think.
Gina, and if you weren't the general manager of IMAX 3D Myrtle Beach, what do you think you'd be doing?
What would I be doing? If I could do anything, I would probably be, I have a passion for writing. So I
Is that right?
Yeah. I would be writing more. I'd be writing books. I'd be, trying to finish a screenplay I started, and I also have a passion for photography. So
Great.
I'd find a way to be a starving artist.
I love it. I love it. Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Very definitely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Gina Trimarco coming up next. The rewards program's already taken place. Those 40,000 tickets went out to schools, area kids here, 40,000 of them to be delivered in their report cards as they were handed out at the end of the school year. But the educator program is in full force. You can learn more about it, whether you're an educator or not. You can learn about getting a free pass to attend these movies every night. You can go out there for all the shows. It's a tremendous benefit. It's a great one that Gina got started. You can call 448-IMAX. Or you can go online to IMAX3DMyrtleBeach.com. A tremendous program. Whether you want to get out to hear Johnny Depp's voice, or you want to get out there to see a fish right in front of your face and be reaching for it, or to see your child or your student reaching for it. It'll be a thrill and adventure. IMAX 3D's for real. Gina and the folks are stepping out to make a difference in the community, whether the rewards program or this educator program, this special pass that educators can take advantage of. Learn more about it by calling 448-IMAX or IMAX3DMyrtleBeach.com. Take the time.